Good morning, you guys. Hope you're having a good Thursday morning. It is actually my Friday this week. I actually have tomorrow off, so I'm kind of excited about that, even though I have like 200 miles to drive today. But I wanted to talk to y'all for a second because this has been kind of weighing heavy on my mind this morning, and so I figured someone out there is needing to hear what my story and what I want to share with you today. Have you ever watched a Nicholas Sparks movie or read a Nicholas Sparks book? They always end sad, right? If you've watched one or read one, a lot of times they end sad. Well, one of my very favorite movies is The Notebook. And a lot of people will say, like one of my daughters tells me, that's such a sad movie because they both die in the end. But when I watch that movie, to me, it's not sad at the end because they fell in love early in their life. They found each other again, and then he stays dedicated to her even though she's kind of losing her memory and her health up until the day that they die, and then they die together. So I love that movie because it's a love story. Well, Safe Haven is another Nicholas Sparks movie that I love, but I watched it recently, and at the end I could not stop crying, and either my husband or one of the kids was like, but I thought it had a happy ending. They ended up together. Well, the reason I was crying was because it wasn't that they didn't get together. It was that I was relating to the wife that died. You know, the one that had cancer and she died, and she was watching her her husband that she had, you know, been married to in life fall in love with another woman. I'm going to try not to cry for this. But the reason that I relate to that so much is because back in November, I know those that y'all have followed me for a while already know this story, but some of y'all may not or may not have seen my post about it. But back in November, I was having pain where I ended up going to my doctor, and she ended up ordering a colonoscopy. And I was like, at the age of 43, why in the world would I need a colonoscopy? I think that's kind of overkill. But I went ahead and did it, and I was found to have a 3-centimeter mass. In the colon world, 3 centimeters for a mass is absolutely huge. It's like a massive mass. That's a play on words. But laying there in the hospital bed when I came out of anesthesia, I was listening to the doctor's words, and I had all these red flags going up because I've worked in healthcare long enough to kind of read between the lines of what he was saying to me. And so the next week of my life, I cried through every workout, and I kept up with my workouts, but I cried through every workout, and I was just in torture because I could not believe that something like this could be happening to me. And I knew the little red flags that had gone up, even though he didn't say the things. I knew that there was a good chance that it was going to be cancer. Well, I went into the doctor when I finally got to go for my follow-up, and he said that he was completely expecting a very aggressive pathology, and the implication for that would have been, he said that he thought he had gotten all the mass, but if he wouldn't had where it was located, would probably have meant that I would have ended up with a permanent or temporary colostomy, where you have your intestine coming out on your belly, and you wear a bag, and that's where you have your bowel movements. Sorry if that grosses y'all out, but that's not something that I wanted to face or wanted to live with. But of course I wanted to live, so that would be something that would be a good alternative to having to, you know, have this defeat me. So if you hop on, tell me hi. I see that someone's here, but it's not showing me anything this morning. So anyways, I went in, and he said that he was fully expecting a very aggressive pathology, but what they found was that it was a precancerous mass. It wasn't to the point to full-blown cancer, but if I wouldn't have found it now, he said within a couple of years, it would have been cancer, and that would have been before the typical age of 50 when you have a colonoscopy as a screening test. So the most profound thing that he told me, in addition to that, was after that he told me what things I could could have been doing in my life to prevent this or slow its growth, and what I could do over the next year to ensure that it does not come back. And that is what amazed me, because he said that the mass had likely been growing about 3 years. Well, this was almost to the day 3 years since I started my health journey, since I stumbled upon a workout program that was not just a workout program, but included guidance on nutrition and food, and it fit into my world of, you know, running to stock shows and kids activities, and all the things that we do as adults and moms and grandmas, you know. It fit in, even though I had no idea how in the world I was going to do it. At the time, I was drawn to it. I needed to make a change. I was tired. I physically felt bad. Well, I had no idea that this was going on inside of me, and that by me changing my habits, I was actually helping myself to so much more of a degree than I realized. The weight loss and how I felt on the outside and how my clothes fit was one thing, but it was actually helping me on so much of a deeper level than I ever realized. So that was profound for me, because it was kind of like I was brought to this path without really even understanding what it was that I was doing for myself. So as I come onto my page and I talk about nutrition and healthy food, I don't just do that because I'm trying to help you lose weight. I'm trying to help you see the value in food and what we eat. And I want you to shift your mind from living to eat to eating to live. In other words, providing your body with the nutrition that it needs in order to function properly, and in order to fight off these stresses in the world that cause cancer and cause health conditions that leave us disabled and not able to fully function in our own bodies and in our own lives. So, and I'm sitting here in front of me, I've got food that I've prepped for the day. I've got like meatloaf, sloppy joes, green beans, potatoes that I'm taking on the road with me today. I've got 3 bottles of water. And then I have, see right here, I've got stuff to make my BLT for my post-workout meal. So I've got turkey bacon, spinach, tortillas, and tomatoes, and all of these things that I've chosen to eat. The turkey bacon has the least amount of preservatives that I could find. Hey, Tina. And the spinach is green and leafy, and it has so much more nutrition than it would be if I was eating like iceberg lettuce. I've got corn tortillas because I don't want all the extra carbs of a flour tortilla, and they provide me some nutrition too. And then I bought organic tomatoes to have more nutrition. So I do these things. Okay, you're back. Sorry, you like flipped out on me there. I do these things because it's important for us to feel good, and it is so much more of a deeper level than what than just losing weight. And that even goes further than beyond me in terms of my kids are watching, my kids are learning how to eat better. They're going to learn habits that they can just pass on to their kids. We have a family history of colon cancer, so this is something that it's not just me personally, but my kids have the genetics that I have in my body. So I use that as fuel to make good choices for myself and for them. So that's how when you start making baby steps and choices to eat healthier and have healthier habits, that helps to fuel your motivation, is if you can dig down deep and figure out a deep reason why, even if you don't have the history that I have, even if you've never had a mass, most people won't, you know, get down deep into your body, in your mind, and think about things beyond just losing weight, but how you influence others, how you are going to live your life so that you're there for your family as you get older. I hope that makes sense. If you didn't watch from the beginning, please go back and watch from the beginning so the title of my video can make sense to you. But I really encourage you, I know it's like moving a boulder to get anybody to change their eating habits, myself included. It's been 3 years, and I'm finally getting to a point to where I feel like I'm really figuring this out and making a difference with my own nutrition. But if I hadn't changed things, started changing things 3 years ago, I may have a full-blown mass and be fighting colon cancer right now. So there's so much more to this than just wanting to fit into those blue jeans. There's so much more meaning to it. So dig down deep and find that meaning. I don't want to keep y'all too long, but please let me know if you've watched this video and if it's helpful for you, and please share it if there's someone in your life that you feel like it can help, and subscribe to my videos if you want to be notified when I come on live. I am truly honored to have every one of you following me and on my page, and I truly want to help every single one of you. So please don't please don't hesitate to reach out to me if you feel like you need more help, because I have not done this alone. I have a community of people that we rally around each other, and I've built it from the ground up from 3 years ago, where it just started with my husband and my best friend, and then I had my mom and my mother-in-law join, and over time it has just grown from there. But I absolutely do not do this by myself. I have a community to help me, and you could be a part of that community if you find yourself in a place where you're struggling too. And I honestly don't want you to struggle, and I don't want you to live a life where you're not living to your fullest potential. And I know it's hard. So please reach out to me if you feel like you need help, if you feel like my words are ringing into your head and have meaning to you. All right? So y'all have a great day. I'll talk to y'all soon.